Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, folks. I have no idea when you are watching this. You know what? If anybody's watching this at 2 a.m. in the morning, leave a comment below. I'd love to know if anybody watches the Lumberjack and I at 2 a.m. in the morning, because my ass is asleep at 2 in the morning. I am not I am a morning. I'll be up at 5:30, but I'll be sleeping at 2 a.m. So I digress. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing awesome. I was up at 12:20 a.m. last night watching you and Dickerson, but I don't know what time I stopped watching you because I fell asleep.
Yeah, I see past 11 o'clock, 11 p.m.
Yeah.
Maybe 5 times a year.
Oh,
maybe. And that includes New Year. I mean, dude, it might be 3 times a year. I am not in, I mean, my body clock, like right around 10 o'clock, it's like a battery going down, right?
Yeah.
But again, I'm up bright and early, 5:30 more often than not. So it's just weird.
We're 5:30, 5:45 with my son that gets out of bed and he comes in and he whacks me. Daddy, I'm up. Oh yeah, I love you. Yeah, you're up.
Yeah. Thanks for that. Yeah.
My wife's like, why don't you fix the creak on the door? I was like, because if I do, I won't know he's coming.
Yes, I can't get defensive.
Yeah, I put like blanket over my head like this.
Oh man, these conversations. I actually get ab soreness from our conversation.
It's so fun.
Pretty awesome. Fun. Well, hey, what I want to talk about today is something you and I have lived as salespeople and sales leaders.
Yeah.
And that is the notion of good offense, good defense.
Sure.
In this conversation, we're going to do it around money.
Yeah.
There seems to be a lot of talk in social media and kind of the financial coaching industry about one or the other, right? There are people that say, expenses don't matter. Go earn as much money as you can. More money fixes everything, blah, 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 blah. And then there are other people, usually in the FIRE movement, right? Financial independence, retire early, saying, you know, don't buy Starbucks, you know, recycle aluminum foil or, you know, whatever it is, right? It's either or. And I fundamentally believe it's both.
Yeah.
And actually, I think there's an order to them. But we're going to talk about that. So when I say good offense, good defense with money, what kind of floats your fancy in the beginning?
I mean, diversification, right, Mike? You know, it's like, imagine how good a CFO you are if you only look at expenses.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And
I'm not working there.
Yeah, exactly.
I gotta bring my pencils and pens from home. What?
Yeah, exactly. Like, that's a nightmare. Like, to only use one part of an equation to solve the problem is stupid. It's just dumb. And I agree with you. There's specialists, but they're only each side. It has to be both sides. That's where all the magic comes into play, because like we always talk about, right? It's a bunch of knobs and levers. It's not one knob and one lever. Correct. It's a bunch of knobs and levers. And so that's where you get to go through. And when you know your daily expenses, that's where you're twisting knobs, lowering levers, raising a lever. That's where you're doing all that work to fine tune things, because in some cases, people have a spending problem.
Oh, no, you're being kind. In most cases, people have spending problems. Yeah,
exactly.
And the reason I wanted to talk to you about this as the expert on this topic is both of you and I come from a sales background, sales leadership. We both work in a world where, you know, we got this OTE, on target earnings. It's 50-50 splits and all this other nonsense, which means you starve until you get commission checks, right? That's essentially what happens. But the other thing that happens is if you're good at what you do, you can get into what's called accelerator money.
Oh yeah.
Oh, accelerator money. Love that stuff. But here's the deal,
mother's
right?
Milk.
It is. But the reason I wanted to talk to you about this is there are a lot of people that think you can out earn bad behavior,
bad spending habits.
Yeah. No, I have known, I have witnessed, I have seen, I've tried to save individuals who have made 7 figures in a calendar year, sometimes multi 7 figures in a year.
Oh,
and if you don't understand defense, this is what happened. I know one individual specifically, record deal, record commission check, never seen that kind of money in his life. He went out and bought 4 cars. The average car was $100,000. He bought a second home on you know, a lake somewhere. He took a once in a lifetime trip for, I think it was $80,000 for 2 people. I mean, clearly wonderful stories, but guess how much he had left after 6 months.
I bet negative.
It was exactly. It was negative.
Oh,
And
man,
by the way, he had all these payments.
Yeah.
And he was bankrupt in under 18 months after having a multi 7-figure year. Folks, trust me, you can't out earn. I was going to say you can't out earn stupid, but that's not quite fair. Stupid money habits.
Yeah. 100%. Totally agree. I mean, Mike, you and I would see it, right? So we drive into the parking lot in the morning, right? And as sales guys, right, we're looking at other cars. And it's not because we're like jealous or envious. It's more like, what's the new toy in the parking lot? Because it's probably based on the guy who just crushed it. And you're looking at the neighbor, you're looking in the parking lot and you're like, damn, there's some amazing stuff here. And I actually saw a car getting repoed at my office. I was like, oh, that's really the worst. That's so bad. That's the pucker factor right there. You're just like, that's so awful. So live within your means. Like I'm sitting there and I'm looking at the board. I was like, all right, I'm number one. Like you and I have lived our life in rarefied air, right?
Of course.
So 200, 300, 500% of our numbers, right? Done all that stuff.
Done it. Yep.
And I'm sitting there and, I think my best year was 547% of my quota.
Woo. That's some good living right there.
Oh, that was some really good living. Yeah. That was really good living.
Yeah.
And the crazy thing is I'm looking at it and I'm like, I drive one of the worst cars out of everybody on this sales floor. And I was looking and I was like, this one guy that's in 10th place, like he was consistently in 10th place. And he's always driving these nice new BMWs. I'm like, I know how much that car costs. I won't spend it.
Yeah.
And I'm in first place by like 1,000,000,000%. Like, and so that's just bad habits. And like you were saying, it's just a hole in the bottom of a boat, right? It's just a hole. And you're never going to fill that hole ever, 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 because it just gets bigger the more money you make. Yeah. So you might as well get good habits before you start making good money. And a lot of times those good habits will help you start making more money.
Oh, I'm glad, because that's the order, right? I created a course called Get Your Money Right, Game of Money, because I saw a lot of people really not understanding game, right? That money is a game. Whether income, expenses, freedom dollars, discretionary income, all of that absolutely allows you to move forward. It's only because I do believe I believe it's not good defense or good offense. It is both. But I think it is easiest to earn and actually most impactful to do good defense first. It's just a mindset, right?
Yep.
It's an understanding. It's like, okay, I'm not going to inflate my lifestyle to match my income. I'm going to get comfortable here. And then I'm going to have all the extra dollars fall to the bottom line. And then I'm going to buy a 10-unit apartment building. Then I'm going to buy a fourplex. Then I'm going to do this. Then I'm going to do that. And I didn't have my dream car until after I retired. I had, old cars. I even had a company car for several years because why not? Right.
Yeah.
So,
I can speak firsthand. I was an idiot. I had my dream car when I was like 22.
How'd that work out?
You know what? It worked out okay because of that 547% year.
Oh, there you go.
And for one of those things for me is like, I didn't, go nuts so crazy. Like I was the cheapest of the cheap. I bought something that was used, but it was an amazing car and, 30% off retail. Like I shopped and I shopped and I shopped. And so that's what made it largely okay, because I was like, this is the one thing I'm going to treat myself with.
Yeah.
But the funny thing was, I'll full disclosure, my car payment was more than I was paying in rent because I was house hacking.
That's not normal, folks. Not normal.
No, but again, here's the thing. If you're house hacking, right?
You got it.
It certainly does open up some doors for you, and
if you're living for free, you can take that mortgage or rent and make it a car payment. You could.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Pretty cool.
And that's the thing is I wasn't willing to do or. I still wanted to do and.
Yeah.
And so when I was shopping for the payment, right, for the car, when I was shopping for the payment, I said, I still need to be able to do and. This can't cost me or.
No. Again, folks, it is good offense, good defense. I think it starts with good defense. But once you've got that set up, the beauty is good defense really doesn't change. It's a discipline. It's a mindset. Actually, episode number 3, we're going to talk about Matt's the Lumberjacks Excel spreadsheet for expenses. And again, you just got to get the discipline up front. You got to understand where you are. And then it's just second nature. And then you just go look at crushing it, whether you're on commission or whatever. You just add income and it all flows to the bottom line, right? Earn, save, invest, repeat. Good defense allows you to have more fall to the bottom line. That's why I created the game of money. Yeah, it's awesome.
Well, that's why we're probably gonna have to put a public safety message on that third video. We might put people in like cardiac arrest with, you know, but I mean, I'm telling you, Mike, how much are people off when they think they know what they spend on a monthly basis?
Dude, I have never seen anybody be within 50%.
Ever. People that don't have the plan and aren't disciplined, never.
I mean, I got to tell you, when I did it at 30, which is when I really got this game of money going, I was off by 50%. I'm like, yeah, really?
Yep.
Really?
Yeah.
It's just crazy. Yeah.
So, I looked at it. How can I make six figures? And I'm not, and I'm like, and I'm house hacking.
Yeah.
And I'm not having a whole lot of money left over. Like, what's going on? And so, right? I had to look, you have to tighten the belt, look it up, do the work.
Yeah. So we are going to get into episode 3 now because it is that powerful. It's actually going to be a brand new video in the Game of Money course. Get Your Money Right, Game of Money.
Awesome.
Because I think it is that important. So where can people find you, Matt?
They can find us at lumberjacklandlord.com, or they can find us at Lumberjack Landlord on YouTube. And we've added Facebook and Instagram. So we're starting to put some content up there.
Dude, you on Instagram is going to be awesome.
Oh my word. It's going to get me arrested.
I'm going to look you up and follow you right away.
Oh, sweet heavens. Yeah, I'll send it to you. It's crazy. But yeah, thanks, Mike, so much for doing that. And again, look forward to video number 3. Segment number 3 is killer today. We cover all of the stuff that you guys need to know about how to get your money right and track your expenses so you can create the plan based on facts and data and not feelings.
Yes, facts and data, not feelings. Thanks, brother.
Yeah. Anytime, my man.